Are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that?
Yes.
You are.
That's the commitment we made.
President Biden's remarks on Taiwan was the third time that he had made similar remarks with regard to U.S. commitment or willingness to defend Taiwan. Shortly after his remarks, the White House came out and said that U.S. policy on Taiwan remains unchanged. And a couple days after that, on May 26, Secretary Blinken gave a public speech to share this administration's approach towards China. Within that speech, he also laid out what exactly is this administration's policy on Taiwan.
Our approach has been consistent across decades and administrations. As the President has said, our policy has not changed. The United States remains committed to our One China policy.
The One China policy refers to the U.S. policy that the People's Republic of China is the sole and legal government of China. It also includes a portion where the United States acknowledges the PRC position that China believes that Taiwan is part of China. So the key word here is acknowledge. What that means is that the United States understands that is the Chinese position, but it does not mean that the United States actually agrees with the Chinese position. Secretary Blinken mentioned that U.S. policy on Taiwan has remained consistent across different administrations as well as across several decades. But a couple of things have changed if we want to take a longer historical look at this. As Taiwan's government shifted from the Kuomintang Party to the Democratic Progressive Party in 2016, a party that China views as more pro-independence, China has ramped up coercion against Taiwan through a variety of means. China now on a near daily basis is sending its military aircraft into Taiwan's ATIS, its Air Defense Identification Zone. So most recently, when Senator Duckworth was in Taiwan, her trip by itself caused China to send 30 aircraft into Taiwan's ATIS. So China is increasingly using these flights to signal to the United States as well as Taiwan what they do not like to see in terms of events happening in Taiwan or U.S. support for Taiwan. Something that most scholars now are increasingly concerned with is as China looks at the Russian invasion of Ukraine, there are significant questions being raised as to what lessons might China learn for Taiwan. There is a debate in DC now as to whether the United States should maintain its policy of strategic ambiguity. Strategic ambiguity refers to the ambiguity in terms of U.S. commitment to defend Taiwan or the defense of Taiwan. Instead of strategic ambiguity, folks argue for strategic clarity, in which we clarify that we will come to Taiwan's defense. There are, however, a number of folks who argue the opposite. Many argue that when we look at strategic ambiguity, it has been very successful in deterring China up to now. China has already planned for decades that the United States would intervene in a potential Taiwan military crisis, and clarifying the U.S. potential for intervene will not actually buy too much additional deterrence of China. The Biden administration also needs to make sure that our efforts to strengthen relations with Taiwan, reassure Taiwan, are not perceived by China as U.S. hollowing out or changing our One China policy. What I worry about is that if China believes that the U.S. One China policy or our policy towards Taiwan has changed significantly, it could encourage China to think about a use of force to demonstrate its resolve to the United States and Taiwan.